in the activity bundle, those were done, the maps, and let's see, the seek and find pictures, they were all done by kids as well. So they were able to really learn about geography, because it's one thing to memorize and to receive information and read about it, but then when you actually take the information and you work with it in a creative way, it grows roots and it becomes almost part of, it becomes personal.
It becomes a part of you. Now, with your children, how has this changed your children? Because they know a whole lot about American history, and they're young, so they haven't even gotten into deep of it when they go to junior high school and high school. How do you think this is going to affect them? How is it affecting them now?
Well, they've undeniably learned more about the animals and the history, but they've also learned how to take what they're learning and come up with a creative approach to it, and begin the steps, make goals, and finish something. So that's a very valuable tool in my mind, because you can learn about something and then that could be the end product, but in order to develop and create and discover new things, you have to be able to incorporate other skills as well. So I think that's going to be helpful for them, so they can see whatever it is they want to do, whether it's science. I have a science lover and I have an artist in the house and different interests. If they can learn how to make goals for themselves, follow through, finish something, then that will be to their advantage when they're older.
That would be a great advantage. I think that as mothers, we are our child's first educators.
Right.
So we introduce them to things, and there's so many things that you need to introduce, and there's so many times in your child's life that's age-appropriate stuff you need to introduce them to, and this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I think that people don't realize how it just takes you fill a niche. My mother used to say something like that, fill a niche. If you see something out there that needs to be filled, you need to fill it with your creativity, and people will be like, wow,
right.
I wish I had thought of that, or wow. I remember I saw a commercial on television, this dad, I guess his dad was home with a child, and child almost choked. So this man is probably a millionaire. He just took mesh, so you can put the fruit in the mesh and give it to the baby. You remember the one you suck on?
Yes.
And simple as that, and it's so, and when I see that, I'm thinking, I remember when my son was young, I had made him some bacon, just a little bit, and he choked on it now. Once your heart stops, get out of there. And I was thinking, I was like, I could have created that. Because all it takes is that one idea, and that's what our children need to see. Whether they go to school or go to homeschool, education is education.
Right.
Wherever you get it, you have to be able to use it, because there is some things that we need to teach them that they may not use, but you still need to know. You may not use every little thing that we teach you, or every little thing may not affect your life in a way that it should, but we know that down the line it might.
Right.
But this is all some really good information, and that is what I like about it. This book is just really good. And you seem so happy to be here, and I'm so excited.
I'm very happy. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. Rosie had said, Rosie's another friend of ours, she said, oh, you need to have my friend on your show. She wrote a book, and it's really cool, and all the kids were artists. And I was like, oh, I need to call her up. And that's how it works. It's just those little opportunities, and people will watch my show and see it on all my... This is how opportunity works. One thing begets another thing. So if you had to leave us with one last moment before we bring the illustrators on, what would you say?
Well, I would say that anyone working with a child, whether it's their own or an educator, as you teach skills, and it could be, let's say, dates with history and what things have actually happened, try to focus on the meaning and the purpose behind it, because that's what fuels their interest. For example, with my kids, as they see what they can do with what they're learning, it gives them motivation to answer the why. Why do I want to do this? Instead of just a bunch of information they're cramming in, they see how it can be used, and they wake up, or at different times of the day, they'll just say, I'm so excited, I don't know why, or I have so many ideas. And so I give them a little notebook. It's okay, here's your idea notebook. Now write it down so you don't lose them, and then we'll follow through, take the steps. So
I just say to my son here, when you come with an idea, just write it down.
Yes.
Write it down, because you don't want to forget. You don't want to forget. I just want to say that I thought this is amazing. And it's called Animals in Time, Volume 3, American History. It can be found at Barnes & Noble's, hopefully at the local library. Because once it has the ISB number, it could be anywhere,
They're
right?
working on cataloging that. The gal is away on maternity leave. That won't be until next year. But Barnes & Noble online, not in the store.
Barnes & Noble's online. But you can order it in
Amazon.
if you can go.
Yes, that's right.
You can order books from
Right.
inside the store. You can order it. If you didn't want to do it online, you can go and pay for it inside Barnes & Noble, because I've done that
Correct.
before.
This you will not find the activity sheets through Amazon yet. You just through my website, and the prices are actually lower on the website. So
So if you go to her website, it's low. And your website is?
letslearnkids.com.
letslearnkids.com. We'll be back in just a moment with the illustrators of Animals in Time. Hi, welcome back to Talking with Felicia. We're still here with Hosanna Rodriguez and some of the illustrators of Animals in Time. Here we have Victoria Davis, McKenna Kiefer, Jackson Unruh, and Jaden Rodriguez. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you say your name right. So first, McKenna's going to be modeling. Victoria's going to be modeling while McKenna talks about the book. So, McKenna, tell us about this cover. McKenna did this cover. She also wanted to be illustrating when she gets older. So tell us about this cover. It's amazing.
The cover was done on my iPad with my finger. Yeah, she basically told me some ideas of what she wanted. She wanted the Statue of Liberty torch in the background, and for them to be flying on a pocket watch. So
That's amazing. Okay, and you also are inside Peter the Penguin. This is so nice.
pigeon.
Peter the Pigeon. So I think that you're an artist. I think you're all an artist. So how does it feel to be immortalized in this book forever and ever and ever?
Different.
In a good way.
In a good way. Your children, your grandchildren, everybody be able to see this book, and she's going to say, Grandma said different. Okay, Jackson. Let's see. Pass the mic over to Jackson. Jackson. Okay, so you need to hold the book open for Jackson. Let's see what's over there. Jackson did, here, let's bring it down here. Jackson did Walter the Wolf. Wow, this is awesome. How's it feel to be an illustrator?
It's very good to be an illustrator, and it was very fun doing it. And the process was, it was crazy how I did it. And
Well, tell us what the crazy part was.
the crazy part was there's a few. One was drawing Walter, and 2 was Mount Rushmore.
And 3 was, guess what? You're immortalized. Let's see. Let's see some other pages. Oh, look at
more.
that.
Look at that.
That's Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I did sort of a comic thing I did. See that right there? Yeah, I did those little, like, the bubbles with the words
I'm
in them.
impressed. So do you want to be an illustrator when you grow up?
Maybe. I might.
Good job, good job. So tell you what, why don't you hold the book and open up to Jaden's page?
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you can say one more thing.
This whole thing right here, not this part, but the 4 faces of these presidents in the South Dakota part, we have like a towel, and it has this design on it. So I actually copied that.
Nice.
Which is
And-
good.
So and
That's
then
good.
my mom helped me a little bit with the faces and everything.
You know
But-
what? It
yeah,
looks
but I did
great.
this.
You are an artist in the making. Okay, Jaden, let's see your work.
What's the character's name?
What's the character's name?
Character's name is Debbie the Duck.
Debbie the Duck.
Oh, next one here.
Oh, so that means if you're Debbie the Duck, that means you're in the beginning of the book, because all of the animals, all
That's
those from
right.
A to Z. Debbie the Duck. So tell me about Debbie the Duck.
It was challenging in some places, but most of it was easy. The challenging parts were
I'll show the watercolor.
wondering what to use to color it. At first I wanted to do colored pencil, but then I had just gotten a new watercolor set. So I decided to do both. See, some of the pictures, like that one, they're
Those are
colored
nice.
pencils. Then these other ones are watercolor.
You know what? That's a great job. Do you want to be an illustrator when you grow up?
Definitely.
Good job. You are all welcome back once you have your first book. And I may be writing a book, so I may teach some illustrators. Okay, last but not least, Victoria Davis. Can you hold the mic for her, McKenna? Let's see her pages. Who did you do?
I did Alex the Ant.
Alex the Ant. So that means you're at the beginning of the book.
Right.
So you're like, hey, this is Alex the Ant by Victoria. So tell me, do you like being an illustrator?
Yes, it was really fun. I got to learn a lot of new techniques, and I got to do different types of things. Like some I did in paint, and the other ones I did in colored pencils, and some I did in crayons because I couldn't find colored pencils.
You know, you guys are real artists. It's like, oh, I use crayons, I use paint, I use color paint. I mean, I would have been like, stick figures. I want to thank all of you illustrators for coming. Thank you for showing me your beautiful work. I wish you many, many years of luck in illustrating.
Thank you.
Hosanna, this was an amazing idea. Oh, other people, get this idea. If you want to illustrate, get kids. They are amazing artists. Get kids. Thank you again for coming to talk with Felicia. Yet again, another book in my book series, Animals in Time. You can get it from Amazon, from Barnes & Nobles, and all this information will be on all of my social medias. See you next time on Talking with Felicia.